With the number of construction projects already underway during the district's Clean Water Project, traffic directing can become quite complicated. That's why the MDC created a traffic plan to minimize your disruption. Let's review.
Historically, when you get into rebuilding infrastructure, and particularly the portion we're focused on is the part that's in the street. Sewer lines, water lines, and there's going to be a variety of adjustments to things like gas lines, electrical cables, and things of that nature. To do that, the vast majority of the streets are going to be ripped up. Due to the fact that we did in fact get some extra stimulus money, we were able to advance some projects. So in this particular case, what we had was an area, the Upper Albany, where all of a sudden overnight we have 5 contractors working within about a 10-block area of each other, covering over time 3 major routes: Farmington Avenue, Main Street, and Albany Avenue. Vital lifelines into the city and servicing a variety of stakeholders. Again, going back in history, what we found is when you do this, you need to take a moment and think about, over time, how are you going to service all those stakeholders and, on a global sense, orchestrate the various contractors in that particular area. With that in mind, back in April, we decided that we really need to address our problems with this sort of approach, and we started implementing the preliminary steps. And I do want to emphasize that in this particular case, this is a pilot program. We're trying to identify policies and procedures that we want to put into place so that we can eventually expand it to the entire city of Hartford and then the district towns in general.
All right, and we'll go on to the second question. What are the areas in Hartford currently impacted by those multiple projects? You mentioned one, of course, with several going on in a 10-block area, and those projects associated with the Clean Water Project. Are there other areas in Hartford undergoing multiple construction as well?
In reality, the primary focus was Upper Albany. That's a separation area where we're going to be taking the sanitary sewers. It's a combined sewer, separating the sanitary sewer and the storm water into separate systems. But that also includes what we call the Tower Avenue separation, which is Upper Main Street, and then Farmington Avenue now is coming into play with a contractor going out this year. With that, you have Farmington Avenue, like I said, Tower, which is Upper Main Street, and then in the immediate Albany Avenue, you have Edgewood, Garden Street, which encompasses, again, Albany Avenue. We're finishing off the Homestead project where they're coming up Walnut Street, right to the intersection of Garden, basically. And then, last but not least, is the Burton project, which is a whole series of the residential streets that run from Homestead up to up to Albany Avenue, pardon me. And then, last but not least, we have the Granby separation area running up almost to Weaver High School. And as a result, there's another major corridor that's being brought into this. So as you can see now, there's really 7 contractors actively doing work in this particular area. Over time, there's other separation areas in Hartford. A large one that will be kicking off next year is Franklin Avenue, and we're hoping to have everything in place so that we can introduce this program to Franklin Avenue next year. And then the other one is the Park River, which is fundamentally the Capitol Avenue, Frog Hollow area. And again, it's a very aggressive program. Just about all the streets in those particular neighborhoods will be affected by this.
All right. I guess we can get into a few more specifics now. I can't believe you have all this in your head locked in like this. Is amazing. What are some of the key components of the traffic control plan, the things that you want to really take care of first and foremost as you work your way through, as we get a little more specific?
From a strategic perspective, the first thing you have to do is identify who your stakeholders are. Historically, when you do a job, you're out in a neighborhood and you walk up and down the street and you talk to the people involved with it. Key component of the stakeholder group. But on a plan of this nature, because it's so large in nature, you're looking at business enterprises, both the commuters that are coming through the region every morning, people that have to deliver product in and out of a region. So that is a major undertaking. Now with that, and another probably even more important, things like the school buses. So we've been talking to the Board of Education, Connecticut Transit, so we certainly can get those folks through. The hospitals, the emergency ambulance folks, the fire departments, all of those people need to be brought in. Obviously, as first responders, those folks are very important. And the schools, especially in that area, because there's so many walkers now, there's been a huge increase in the number of pedestrians that will be using it during the school year. So we need to be very careful in how we orchestrate this so that the work sites are safe, because when we talk maintenance, protection, traffic, we talk bicycles, pedestrians, and vehicles.
And of course, you know, businesses, and you want life as normal as possible. I guess it'd be simple if you could shut all businesses down and things down while you did the construction, but that's not the case, right?
No. As a matter of fact, that's one of our primary considerations, is to mitigate as best we possibly can the impacts of all this work on the businesses in the neighborhoods, because they are the lifeblood of the communities, and it's very important for us to work with them.
Such a large undertaking that we've obviously been discussing for the past few minutes here. How does the MDC begin planning for rerouting the traffic, and what types of procedures are put in place to inform people that this new route is going to be put in place?
Well, what we tried to do was supplement current initiatives that the MDC has. For example, we have a very formal public liaison function where we have hired groups from the various neighborhoods that know the people, the businesses, and things, and the other operations, up to and including, because of their personal connections, they know all the special cases we need to be aware of. So we've been working with those folks. Now, the primary way it works is the contractor has some work to do. This is in the more active and real-time frame right now. They will report it to a traffic website, which notifies a whole group of people. So we can, one, put it up on our website that just went online about 3 weeks ago. Well, let's see, we did our full-scale live demonstration of it, where people can go to the site, and you go to the MDC website, and there'll be a link that says traffic alerts, and you can click on it. And when you go there, it'll show you all the streets in this particular pilot region. You can click on the projects, and it'll tell you what the particular traffic obstruction is. There will also be special alerts so that if you're commuting up and down, say, Albany Avenue or Farmington, you'll get a good sense of what is going on. That is shared with all the groups I just mentioned to you, so that we're trying to get as widespread distribution of that. Going back to the liaison groups, they actively go out into the community and talk to the folks involved, both the businesses and the residents, and we're making some extra effort, like I said, specifically with the school board right now, because again, they're just starting up the school year, and that's going to be a very dynamic process, probably for 2 to 3 weeks, as they figure out exactly what the routes are, where all the students are, what are the best bus stops and things of that nature. And then, of course, you have the special need children that have direct pickup, so we have to be very careful that we alert the contractors to that fact so that they can drive the buses to their house directly. And in some of the cases, the roads, like Edgewood, gets closed periodically, so we need to just be good neighbors.
We're not done. There are a few more highlights from the year 2010. First of all, we're using state-of-the-art tunneling equipment for the Homestead Avenue Interceptor, and a couple of programs have been established to hear more from you, our customer. An outreach program has a new office, and a Citizens Action Committee has been created. It's a model for public participation. Of course, the MDC is gearing up for 2011, and our commitment to you, the customer, is to work hard to keep you informed on all the work that we do right here. Newsline will continue to air here on your local cable access, so make sure you look for us. The quarterly newsletter is available online for your convenience, and check out the bill inserts as well. They have valuable information on everything from water rates to waste disposal schedules. As has been in the past, the MDC continues to play an important role in the region, protecting the environment and the quality of life. All the work we do today will ensure our water supply for future generations to come. We welcome you to contact us here at the MDC about the Clean Water Project or other MDC initiatives. You can go online and contact us at www.themdc.com or www.thecleanwaterproject.com. Our phone number at the MDC is 860-278-7850. That's 860-278-7850. That's all the time we have for this program. I'm Eric Clemens. Thanks so much for joining us for Newsline, a year in review 2010. We'll see you next time.